Check. Stop streaming
Press
checkbox check.
ESC to quit to desktop. Press tabulator to read support and release notes.
Alright, looks like we are live and streaming on Twitch, so hello, and a warm welcome to this stream. I haven't been doing this in a really long time. It's been so long since I've last streamed that, well, I don't remember a whole lot about doing this, so I am very happy right now even just to see that the stream is up and running. I will go and do some tests to make sure that chat's working, everything is looking as expected, and then we will do some flying. So hang on for a couple minutes. I'm also gonna go and if everything goes well, post this link to some places, and then we'll be good to go.
Symbol flight briefing. Bravo 1 TT com column 3 of Firebot V5.5 Firebot V5.5 menu bar menu out of click of Firebot. Ops 29.1.
CPT KIP test. Blind Flight Simmer, oh wow. A new streamer. Nice to meet you. My name is Decland.
A new streamer! Yes! That's right. Or actually, yeah. So I, for a second, I wasn't sure if you knew that this was me. But then I realized, I think I told you that I renamed my channel.
Blind Flight Simmer, seriously nice to see you back.
Yeah, thanks, man. I am very happy to be back. Yeah, I mean, well, I haven't done this in such a long time, and now I just felt like, oh man, I need to get into this again. I need to do a stream and spread the link around a little bit. To some people, like I just posted it on Mastodon. I've posted it to a Discord server as well. To maybe get some new people on the stream as well who have never done this or have never listened to another blind pilot doing a flight on in Flight Simulator. And so yeah, here we are. By the way, let me know, because this is a whole new setup. I am using my headset for audio and for both the microphone and the headset as well for listening. So let me know if anything is wrong with that. It should all be good. Yeah, looks like chat messages are
Blind
being
Flight Simmer.
spoken.
All sounds good to me.
Yay! Awesome. All right, cool. So with that all out of the way, I think we are good to jump right into it. So what we'll be doing today is we'll be doing a flight in Microsoft Flight Simulator with the PMDG 737-900. We'll be flying from Madrid in Spain over to my home airport, which is Frankfurt in Germany. We already loaded up in the simulator. Hopefully you should be able to hear the menu music on stream. And so we'll go ahead, load into a flight, and get going. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to post them in the chat. This is not a tutorial, but I do want to keep this welcoming to newcomers who are not familiar with flight simming. So any questions, please post them in the chat, or you can also check out our wiki at bvipilots.net. Where we have all sorts of useful information, most of which thanks to Declan, aka Blind Flight Simmer. I am just mostly the person hosting it, but yeah, he's been putting most of the info on there. So with
panel.
that out of the way,
Button.
let's
World map.
go.
World map screen. Aircraft select departure. Search LEMD select L runway 30.
So we're going from Madrid, which is Lima Echo Mike Delta, LEMD.
Gate 536, gate medium.
We will
Drop down option.
just pick
Use
a
right
gate here,
Gate 536, gate medium.
which is a
Drop
medium
down
gate.
list.
That should be perfect. So let's
Select to view available
get
choices.
that loaded.
Loading, please wait. 77%. Loading, please wait. 83%. Ready to fly.
And it's
Button.
ready.
Start window, search window. Talking flight monitor, FT. Secure desktop.
Alright, so let's get Talking Flight
Microsoft Flight
Monitor, or TFM,
aircraft. Airport
ready,
space loaded.
so that we can actually get info about our plane and also interact with the CDU.
737 CDU edit read only multi.
Alright, here it is.
Start
And
window, search
now we can pretty much
Microsoft Flight Simulator first officer next app. Press fly.
get going with
Secure desktop. Forms
Flight
contained. Close and
Sim
check.
First Officer, who or which is our co-pilot.
Reset
add-on.
config company buttons. Connect. Close and
We'll
checklist.
get our plane configured and ready to go, as we are busy doing other things like putting in a flight plan, talking to controllers on VATSIM to get our clearance and all that good stuff.
VFLT flow window. Start window, search window. Steel Series DG app. Press right. Sim Toolkit Pro app. Press I.
I also
Sim
like
Toolkit
to
Pro.
use something called Sim Toolkit Pro,
Sim Toolkit Pro.
which is basically a flight tracker and logbook, and it gives me information from our flight briefing in a bit of a different format
Button, clickable 90 button, clickable current page, clickable live map, clickable my flight planning.
that I personally find easier
Main landmark, clickable load from sim brief. Setting button,
read.
button, flight delay, search menu, select base route of distance menu, button, 0 o'clock. Button, fly now. Button, update. Alert you have
Also, this will be roughly a 2-hour flight. A bit more or less than that, but should be roughly 2 hours.
Main landmark DVI 4 RK heading level 4.
In that
Map and flight
ballpark.
system error text flight some scratch button, load sheet button. Load sheet heading level 4. Start window. VPilot app. Secure desktop.
Alright, our plane is now starting to power up.
Minimize.
I will
Settings.
get VATSIM
Flight plan,
going
silent. Mode seat connect.
for live
Connect,
ATC.
connected observer, cancel, edit, select, cancel, connected observer mode, not checked. Connect, cancel button, cancel, edit, selected DVI 4 RK type code, edit, selected B739, cell code, edit, connected observer, connect button.
That's all
Press
good.
VPilot app control.
So, yeah, we're flying as BVI Virtual this evening, which is our virtual airline that we have for mostly blind and visually impaired pilots. The name of the airline, like I just said, is BVI Virtual, and the radio call sign is Vision. My call sign for this flight is going to be Vision for Romeo Kilo, so that's what you will hear me say when I interact and communicate with air traffic
Disk
control.
mode silent, flight plan. Flight type, click save load, fetch file, send plus remarks, set multi-line selected, calcin, vision. Set file, fetch load, button pressed. Open dialog, IPIKFEGKK, leave LEMDEDDF.VFP3, file flight plan,
Which
save, clear, flight,
file
destination,
the
alternator,
flight
departure
plan
time.
on
Time and out,
VATSIM.
basic, cruise altitude, spin button, heavy aircraft, checkbox not checked, equipment, route, headed multi-line selected, arc, bang, so on frequency, remarks, send plus receive radio button checked, remarks, route, headed multi-line, so on frequency, many thanks for your, Catland.
Oh, I
Remarks,
just
headed
made a
multi-line selected,
mistake.
PDN/A1D1, send plus file flight plan, fetch from server, load, button pressed. Open dialog, leave LEMDEDD, file, save, clear, flight, depart, time and route, cruise altitude, spin, heavy aircraft, checked, equipment, route, headed multi-lines, remarks, headed multi-line, select. On free takeoff, therefore, I unfortunately calcin vision. I'm a blind sim pilot, which unfortunately means that I am unable to taxi. Therefore, I will need to spawn onto the RWY4. Takeoff, and will let you know once I'm ready to do so. IRS GPS light off on frequency. Many thanks for your open. Will understanding. No lights right. Send
Yes.
receive file flight plan button.
So this bit of text here is something that we put
Press
in
pilot.
what's called the
Left
remarks,
IRS light on. Left right IRS light.
letting controllers
Program
know
IRS
that we are blind
Left
sim
IRS light.
pilots
Input
and
one
therefore
PMDG
unable to
700
taxi,
menu plan 1 left.
and we'll need
Left warning light off.
to
Right fire.
spawn or reposition onto the runway for takeoff when the time
Fire
comes and
extinguisher
we're
S2.
ready to do so.
Round 1 less fuel services greater. 124,000 proof. Edit plan.
Now go ahead
Sim full profile
and
forward
input
cargo fire
the
extinguisher
fuel.
button wait sales DRM taxi separate fuel taxi 5 plan on full RS off slash 20,725 LDS.
So we'll need 20,725 pounds of fuel for this flight.
Edit plan.
Let's make this 20,800.
Flight record clear proof edit red only mode. So 1 20,000 level 2 45.1. 2 less payload maintenance greater. Economy COCGZ
Yeah,
up
now
clear edit plan.
Payload,
CDU message
which is
release.
basically our
left separate tax 155 ZFW. Right
cargo
right
and
IRS
passengers
right
that
IRS
we'll be
right
carrying.
IRS left IRS light on right IRS edit plan. Left IRS 100 left IRS light on right IRS light off left IRS light off right left IRS edit red only multi-line left IRS light
Ignore that. I need
left IRS light on right IRS
to go and do
1
something
menu right hand 1
here
less FMC less rate
to
1 700
make
1
that
and 40 degrees
stop.
29.9 W0 IRS line left FMC light off
CDU
right
message
there 2
Alright, so I've just aligned the IRS, which is the inertial reference system. Basically, glorified version of GPS
Right
that
is
lets the
engaged, select
plane
on,
know where it is during the flight.
clear edit plan right is engaged test selector off app right is engaged clear proof edit red only multi 2 LEMDN 4 gate 3 land 4 TM 5 6 less index root greater right is engaged test 3 FL2 left master caution lock proof clear edit plan
CDU message
Heading out
display.
for the walk.
Clear
Telemetry. CDU message
clear
clear.
clear proof edit red only multi line 2 lemon 1 LEMDEDF code FLT no 2 lemon
So now here on the route page
code 1 or RD1/4 origin test 1 LEMDEDF
of the FMC,
for Osmo
flight
Space
management
code
computer,
2 lemon
basically just programming
clear edit
in
plan
the route of our flight today.
clear proof edit red only multi line 2 lemon speed runway full plan 5 plan 6 activate greater execute key available execute key off
Alright, so that's now set, and so we'll just go
simple
and
pilot column 3 freedom attack control edit
take a look at VATSIM
system mode
now,
pilot flight setting min exit controllers and rate
see if
Level 1
hopefully we have some controllers online,
LSADCTR level 0 power 3 of 7 level ground clearance delivery statistics of 7 level observer 7
which
Statistics.
actually we don't.
Center
There's currently no control at Madrid, which is very unfortunate. I did check shortly before the stream, and there was a tower online, but they seem to have disappeared. So, alright then, we'll have to do this on
edit plan
Unicom
com 1 122 8 com 1 100
frequency 122.8 without any ATC control.
X. 2000 small 2000
Yeah, without any ATC controllers, But hopefully, as we get closer to Frankfurt, there should be some controllers. There is no event going on at Frankfurt this evening, but Fridays it always tends to be pretty busy, so hopefully we'll get some. So with that out of the way, let's see what SimBrief gave us in terms of our departure runway and SID, which is the departure procedure. Okay, so it's going to be runway 36 right on the RBO 3 Romeo departure, which is the Rapladillo 3 Romeo departure. There is an inside joke where Rapladillo is pronounced in a somewhat different way, but I'm not going to say that on stream. So yeah, it looks like we'll be going off of runway 36 right on the Rapladillo 3 Romeo departure.
Wind 255 knots, gust at 0 knots.
That also looks to be good in terms of the winds here, 250 degrees at 5 knots.
Blind flight simmer, row flow.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And of course, I'm doing a stream. Oh, let me actually turn this down a little bit. That's other pilots on Unicom. Yes, so of course I'm doing a stream for the first time in years, and of course it's gotta be this particular departure. Yeah. Oh well. So just put in runway 36 right. We're gonna find this departure, put it in, execute, and that's that. We're now configured with our departure runway and procedure. Just do the rest of this here. Let's see what we got for a cost index, which is basically that controls how fast we're going to be flying. In very basic terms, higher cost index means you fly faster and less efficiently, so burning more fuel. Lower cost index means you fly a bit slower and more with better fuel efficiency. So let's see what we got. 65, so that is pretty good, pretty average cost index. Let's put it in. Alright, flight level, I already checked that we're going to be going at flight level 340, 34,000 feet. And transition altitude, we're going to put in 6,000. That's basically when our altimeter switches from airport pressure to standard pressure. Takeoff performance or N1 limit, not going to go into much detail here, just going to put that in. We have really great tutorials on programming PMDG aircraft on Declan's, aka Blind Flight Simmer's channel on YouTube, and it's also linked from our wiki, bbipilots.net. So go check those out if you're curious to learn more in-depth details about how to program the FMC.
15 degrees 122 297.1 CG 3 dot percent 157 greater 100.
We are quite heavy. B speeds are 149, 150, 157. So yes.
4.01, 4.16, 4.29, 4.4, 4.58, 4.6, 4.76, 4.87, 4.97, 5.07, 5.1. Attitude down 1. Read trim disabled. G to 4, run flat, select 6, less index, QRH off greater. 231, 36, 32, 25, 103, MD0404, RPO 305, 63, RM6, 1.00/0.06, and MRT data greater.
Back on the lax page of the FMC, I'm going to get the weather uplink. And
connect, voice, pause, performance.
Finally, I'm also going to do the first officer briefing so that first officer knows
Active
what
CH.
to set for the different
Before the CHKLSD button. Performance
things
data
like
group edit
headings
select
and
36R
such.
button. 34,000 button. 0 button. Combo box collapse button. Combo box collapse. Yes, selected. Button. Combo 1 selected. 5 button. Combo 2 select 2 1 button. Edit selected 25. Full button. Combo box collapse. Edit 2030. 0 button. Combo box 1 selected. 2 3. Edit selected 2 edit no. Go button. Edit selected 5,000 button. Combo box 3 4 5 6,000 button. Edit selected 50. Rocket to come buttons. Button next voice for close and check. Performance edit. Free up before start flow button. Edit red only multi. RTE data 1 ETA line 1 the 36 land CR6 let's load.
Aircraft
Right.
looks good.
Execute key available.
Load
CDU
the
Left MC light off.
wind
Left
CDU
MC
uplink.
light on. Right MC light on.
Forecast uplink ready.
Free SP2 312 slash 791 1008 SP3 250 slash FL1 SP2 312 slash 791 1000 SP3 250 L4 90.5 less max plan 6 less max angle RTA SP2 2.786 slash 313 2014 Z slash SP3 240 SP4 5 land 6 less forecast RTA greater 5 wind 6 low
CDU
clear
message
FMC light off. Land 5 land
CDU
6
message displayed.
land 6
Descent forecast uplink.
left
CDU
FMC
message
light
clear.
off right FMC light off execute key off 0231 the 36 start window search window search
Alright.
FS Airlines app side
Time to
FS
start
Airlines
FS Airlines to track this flight for BVI Virtual.
options button fly button press yaw camera on exit button fuel up press FS Airline exit button fly button press FS Airlines emergency exit lights armed emergency exit edit red
That's
seatbelt
done.
select start window
And
search window search
now
content
we
left side
will
window
also
FS tram for MSF secure desktop
bring up FS
right side
Tramp,
window left side window FS
which
tram map 1 left forward window light on right
Select FS Tram
right side window light on
aircraft.
screen
I'm
window
only
plan.
using to
Left back auto, left back auto.
reposition
Isolation
onto
valve auto.
the runway when the time comes after we've
Flight altitude
started our
34,000 FS tram
engines.
plan tools plan right click context open open dialog C use 11th MFS 13 11th MFS 13 October 23rd left flight director on 11th MFS 13 edit red only auto throttle arms auto 157 MCP heading 2 34,000
Alright, that's first officer testing the stick shakers.
GPW resident light on
You would hear that if,
GPW resident light off
you would only hear that if I really messed up and
Left low, right
we
low,
went
right
into
low,
a
right low,
stall,
right
which
Left low, right
hopefully
low.
that's not going to happen today.
Wind shear.
That would be
Wind shear.
very
Wind shear.
anticlimactic if I
Terrain.
am doing a
Pull
stream
up.
after all this time and
GPW
just
resident
end
light
up
off
stalling out my plane.
Sink rate. Pull up. Terrain. Pull up. Don't sink. Don't sink. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Gear. Too low. Flaps. Too low. Terrain. Glide slope.
Bank angle, bank angle.
Approaching minimums.
Yeah, this is
Blind Boy
just
86 followed you.
2,500.
oh, hey there,
1,000.
thanks for the follow. I didn't
500.
catch your name
400.
quite right, and I
300.
unfortunately don't know where to check it
200.
now, but thanks so much for the follow, I
100.
really appreciate it.
50. 30. 20. 10.
Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Too low. Terrain.
And those are just the
Caution,
various
terrain.
safety checks that first officer is still doing, the various
Blind Boy
callouts and
86.
things. Oh,
Hey, no prob.
GPW
How
resident
is
light
the
off
flight going?
hey, Blind Boy 86. Nice to have you on the stream. The flight is just starting out. So if you're just tuned in, you haven't missed much. All that we've done
transponder mode off transponder mode
is
STD
set up the plane for this flight from Madrid to Frankfurt. And now we're just waiting for First Officer Pro, which is our co-pilot add-on, to finish up his preparations, and then we'll be good to go. So yeah, grab a seat, and I think we still have some free in first class, and enjoy the flight. Hopefully, it will be a good one. All right. First officer.
FS Tram row 1 column, FS Airlines column, forms main column 4
Should be
close and
done.
checklist, before, close and show next, close and edit free flight flow completed.
Yes, it is done.
Menu PMDG 7,
And so let's go
Route 2, let's say make auto free, let's door cruise radar.
doors.
Let's
Blind
go
Boy
forward,
86. Any free refreshments? LOL.
those will only become available once we have reached our cruising altitude, which today is going to be 34,000 feet.
LN2, let's open door. LN1,
But
let's close.
yeah, once we're up there, you know, just you know, find the call button and press it and just see what happens.
LN1, let's open door open. LN2, let's open door open door.
All right,
36.
we are pretty much fully ready. Doors are closed, so what's gonna happen
Blind
now
boy
is
86. Ha ha ha, awesome.
I try to be, man. Like, yeah, I haven't been streaming for forever, basically, and even then, even when I used to do it more frequently, I was never really a streamer. I've tried to get back into it, so yeah.
3225. 03 MD 0. 0 36.
Anyway, so what's gonna happen next is we're currently on ground power. I'm gonna start our next flow in
Forms main row 1 column.
Flight Sim First Officer, and basically then he's gonna start up our APU, our auxiliary power unit, disconnect ground power, and then we'll be able to push back from the gate.
Before start CHKLST button. Before start flow button. Pre-FLT CHKLS. Pre-FLT
So
CHKLST
this is
button.
going to be the pre-flight checklist, which he's going to read, and then he's going to continue with the before start flow.
Rest.
Pre-flight checklist.
Edit red.
Oxygen.
Tested.
Navigation transfer and display switches.
Normal and auto.
Window heat.
On.
Pressurization mode selector.
Auto.
Flight instruments.
Heading set, altimeter set.
Parking brake.
Oh yeah, gotta set the parking brakes. Oop.
Parking brake on.
Set.
Fuel
Parking brake light
control
on.
switches.
Cut off.
Checklist complete.
Oxygen level 67%. Left FWD fuel pump on. Left forward fuel pump on. APU selector on. Engine number 1 FWD. APU selector start. APU selector on.
Alright, APU is powering on.
Forms.main FS
And in
trans
fact,
airline
if we go to
Sim
the
Microsoft Flight Simulator.
outside view,
APU low oil pressure light on. APU low oil pressure light on.
you can hear another plane. Or yeah, I think there might be several other planes. And you can hear our APU starting up.
APU low oil pressure light off. APU low oil pressure light off.
It's like a small
Blind boy 86.
small engine.
I seen you post in Sightless Combat's Discord, so thought I would come say hi.
Yeah, thanks. That's appreciated. That's appreciated, man. Yeah, I thought, you know, if I'm gonna be doing this again after quite some time, I figured I would just post this in different places, try and get some people, some different people on, and yeah, just to gauge the interest a little bit better in such streams.
Left half fuel pump on. Left half fuel. Right forward fuel pump.
All
Right half
right,
fuel pump on. Right half.
let's go
Engine
back
number
on
1
the
center low. Right
inside.
center fuel pump. Engine number 2 left. Engine number 1 center low.
Our APU
Engine
is
number 2 center
running.
low. Electric hydraulic pump up. Left pack off. Left pack off. Right pack off. Right pack off. Left reserve fan off.
Blind boy 86.
Anti-collision lights on.
May
Wing lights on.
Oswell.
Wing on. Logo light.
I
Logo
stream
on.
also.
Flight deck door denied.
Been
Flight deck
playing
door
a
auto.
lot of Forza this week.
Oh yeah, Forza is definitely the
Ground
big
power light
one.
off,
And I even thought about doing a Forza stream, but then I've been flight simming for a really long time, and I just thought like, hey, you know, if I'm gonna be streaming again, I might just want to start out with something that I'm a bit more comfortable with, because like Forza, man, I'm getting better at it. But man,
Left master caution light off. Right
I
master
tend to
caution light
lose
off. Barrage Madrid.
it quite a lot, and you know, it just becomes a crash fest. But yeah, I am absolutely loving Forza. Been playing it ever since it launched on the 5th
Selection removed.
with early access, and yeah, I'm a huge fan. It's so incredible what's been done.
Act RTE legs.
All right, so our plane is now ready to leave the
Blind
gate.
boy 86. I would love to try this. Is there a steep learning curve?
I will say that there definitely is a bit of a learning curve, and there are quite a lot of prerequisites. Like you need the simulator, and then you need the PMDG aircraft. Best starting option at this point is Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 with the PMDG 737 line of aircraft for MSFS. MSFS, short for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Um, and then you need TFM, which is Talking Flight Monitor, and then there are these like other tools that can be quite useful, but are not necessary in the beginning. So yes, the learning curve is definitely there. But the great thing is there are resources out there to help you get started. We have a website at bvipilots.net. It's a wiki where there are lots and lots of useful details on, how to get started. There are links to YouTube videos with tutorials on how to do certain things. We have a WhatsApp group. There's a mailing list. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff to help you get on track. But yes, there is definitely a learning curve for sure. Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad I've gotten you interested, and yeah, we can also follow up, I guess, after the stream, Discord, DM, or something. If you have any more questions on that, or here in the chat, of course. Even though it's gonna get a bit busier here now, as we start to get this flight going.
Microsoft Forms.
Alright.
Airlines. Sim focus. V file column 3.
So,
Set min
we
edge.
check.
Task control. Edit only multi edit is mode item. Set min edge. Level 1 ECT LFMM LSAGC level 0 power 3 of 7 ground clearance delivery statistics of 7 observer.
Alright, we still have no controllers online here at Madrid on VATSIM, so we're going to be on Unicom, which basically means we're on this frequency 122.8, and as I do certain things like start my pushback, and especially before repositioning to the runway, I'm going to make some announcements on this frequency, and if there are any other pilots who are currently on the runway or anything like that,
Blind Boy 86.
they will hopefully let us know.
Okay, cool, thank you. I
Yeah,
bookmarked it.
definitely.
Good luck on the flight. I'm not scared at all. There is a blind man flying my plane, haha.
Oh, well, yep, blind drivers for Forza, blind pilots in MSFS. That's a crazy world we're living in, man.
Edit plan. XRT legs 1 slash.
Alright, let's do this.
Selection room. F ground 1 ground 2 less payload auto 3 less north cruise radar land 4 less pushback.
Let us get the
Degree 3 thermal less
pushback
straight out radar. Push 2
ready.
less straight out radar.
Blind
Edit
Boy
96.
86. We are getting around, ain't
Push
we?
button, left
LOL.
Yep, we are.
Turn 3 right. 3
Alright,
left.
let's do
Degree
a
comms 4 9.
left pushback 90 degrees to just line us up a little bit with the
Shots 5
runway.
less set slash extra movement radar. 5 less RTPX 200 radar.
Cockpit to ground. Go ahead. We've been cleared for push and start, tail to the right. Copy that, ready for push, tail right. Release brake brake, please.
Alright, so once we release the parking brakes, the pushback's gonna start.
A536 LEMD.
But before that, I'm gonna make an announcement on Unicom to other pilots. Madrid traffic, vision for Romeo Kilo is stand 536, pushing back, Madrid. And hopefully that gate number is correct,
Parking brake off, parking brake on.
but
Parking brake off, parking brake light off.
if we end up
030231 Missouri.
moving into anyone else's space, then I'm sure they will let us know.
Brakes released, here we go.
Here we go.
2 knots ground speed. V-pilot row 1 Microsoft flight forms main road. Before start, start engines button. Pressed.
Alright, start the engines.
Starting engine 2.
Edit red, engine number 2 GRT. Attitude mode disabled. Attitude mode enabled. Engine number 2 hydraulic pump low pressure light off. Speed mode off.
Actually, can I turn this off so we could just hear the engines starting up?
Engine 2 cutout.
Alright, number 2 is good.
Starting engine 1.
Let's move to the outside view for engine 1, just for the fun of it. Can hear what that sounds like. There it is.
Engine 1 cutout.
Speech mode deeps. Speech mode talk. Edit red on. 0 knots ground. Selection removed. Parking brake on. Parking brake light on.
Brake set.
Pushback is done. Setting the parking brakes again.
Blind Boy 86.
All engines
Where
stable.
are we flying from and what is the
Check the
destination?
door.
I just to make sure, I did put it in the title of the stream. Let me know in case it's not there. But we are flying from Madrid to Frankfurt. Frankfurt, Germany being my home airport actually.
Engine number 1. Engine number 2.
Blind Boy 86. Oh yes, I see.
Dome lights off.
Oh,
Dome
okay,
lights
good.
dim.
No worries then. I was just like, oh man, I was just thinking like, oh man, hopefully it didn't get. I was just like, hopefully my title didn't get butchered or something.
Microsoft flights forms. Main column 3311. Float. After start flow button. Taxi CHKLSD button.
All right, the plane is pretty much ready. Engines are running.
Flaps 5.
Flaps are extended to position 5 for takeoff.
Aborted. Taxi CHKLSD button.
We're gonna do the taxi checklist, even though we're not actually gonna taxi, but it's still a prerequisite.
Rest.
Taxi checklist.
Still something we need to do.
Generators.
On.
Probe heat.
On.
Anti-ice.
Set.
Isolation valve.
Auto.
Engine start switches.
Continuous.
Recall.
Check.
Auto brakes.
RTO.
Flight control. Full left. Full right. Full back. Full forward.
Check.
Ground equipment.
Clear.
Checklist complete.
TFM. FSFO Net Pilot. 6%, 8%, 12, 14%. Microsoft Pilot column 4.
Alright.
Set minute controllers and range.
Let me double check again the list of controllers
Level
of
1.
VATSIM.
LSADZ level 0. Power 3 of ground clearance statistics of 0.
Alright,
Center.
still nothing here in
Edit red only
Madrid.
multi-line 18. Edit plan.
So,
Forms at RT
Blind
Microsoft S
Boy
ground column 2
86. I'm Irish, so it's a realistic flight I could be taking sometime. LOL.
oh yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, for sure. And hey, I mean, both are really nice places. Madrid, Spain. I always love going to Spain. And then of course, Frankfurt is close to where I live. So yeah.
No next review mode.
Alright, so what's going to happen now is I'm going to make an announcement on Unicom letting others know that we're about to reposition onto the runway. I'm going to tell them that we're a blind sim pilot and therefore unable to taxi. And, in case anyone else is close to the runway right now, then hopefully they will let us know, and that's how we will know to wait before repositioning until they're clear of the runway. So, Barcelona traffic, Vision 4 Romeo Kilo, unable to taxi as we're a blind sim pilot. Therefore we'll need to reposition to runway 36 right for takeoff. Any traffic currently on 36 right, please advise, otherwise Vision 4 Romeo Kilo will be repositioning or spawning onto runway 36 right for takeoff at Madrid. Okay.
No next. Lemon 7 plan 5 sit 1 at RWY video. Direct to RW. Right click. Dialog slash.
While I wait for any responses,
Property page 1 half button. List LEMD. Property RWY 36 R1
I'm gonna select the runway, and it looks like no one's here. So,
Context menu. Expand skip to your submenu. Execute next.
Blind Boy
Whoa.
86. Oh, will it auto taxi? Also you deaf do not sound German lol.
I've been
Approaching runway
I've been
36
living
right on runway
in the US for some
36
time
right.
and went to an international school. So yeah, that's kind of how I got rid of my German accent. But thanks. I take that as a compliment. So now we are actually on the runway. So this is not a taxi. This is just really repositioning or spawning, teleporting, however you might want to call this. We're now on runway 36 right. Ready for takeoff. We're going to run the before takeoff checklist.
Before takeoff checklist. Flaps.
Set.
Stabilization trim.
Set.
Checklist complete.
And
Transponder mode off. Transponder mode XPM. Transponder mode off. Left retractable landing. Right retractable landing.
Blind boy
that?
86. Wow, I did not know it could do that.
Position lights off.
yep, it totally can. Alright, let's get out of here. Madrid traffic, vision 4 kilo, runway 36 right, taking off Madrid traffic.
Parking brake off. Parking brake on. Parking brake off. Parking brake light off.
Let's get rid of that. Apply some throttle. Release the
Right
brakes.
light off. Auto throttle servos on. Right of master off.
And
Thrust
take
set.
off.
Check.
Or take off power, rather.
25 knots. 40 knots.
Speed alive.
Check.
55 knots. 70 knots. 85 knots.
80 knots.
Auto throttle
Check.
servos off.
98 knots. 111 knots. 124 knots. 135 knots. 146 knots. 157 knots.
Rotate.
167 knots.
Up 2.
Rotate.
Up 3. Up 4. Up 5.
176 knots.
That's our nose coming up.
185 knots.
Up 10. Up 11. Up 12. Up 13. 2,000 feet. Up 14.
Gear up.
Up
Gear
30.
Gear up.
Right 1.
Gear up.
Nose right 2. Right 3. Right 4. Right 5. Right 4. Right 5. Right 3. Up 14. Up 13. Right rear
Now.
light off. Nose right 4. Up 14. LNAV light on. LNAV light on. Up 15. 177. CI 3. CMDA light on. CMDA on.
LNAV
Auto
on.
vision on. Right 2. Right 1. Up 16.
Command
Up 2.
A
Up 3.
on.
Up 4. Left attitude focus. Runway guidance disabled.
And we're
3,000.
climbing.
Forms on main repeat pilot column. FS Grand Row 2 column 1.
On autopilot.
RT legs 1 sped red. 179 knots indicated. 179 knots indicated.
Acceleration altitude.
N1 light on. Auto throttle servos on. N1 light on.
Ooh, actually,
Flaps 5.
Flaps 4. 180 knots indicated.
let's do flaps 1. That should be fine.
At RT01 MDZ.
Flaps 1.
192 knots indicated. 384 feet. 195 knots indicated.
And flaps up.
Flaps in transit light on. Flaps extended light off.
Flaps up.
0 flaps 0. 4,000 feet. 1 M. Left ram door light off. Right ram door light off. Flaps 0. Flaps in.
Alright, everything looking perfect.
11 feet per minute. 208 knots indicated.
We are
1332 feet per minute.
climbing at 1,300 something feet per minute.
Microsoft forms on main column 3 of
Gonna
closed and red
do-
only. Descend CHK after takeoff CHKLST button.
The after takeoff checklist.
After takeoff checklist. Engine bleed.
On.
Packs.
Auto.
Master fire off 16 TFM. FSFO XP pilot 680
Up and off.
24%. 30%.
Up no lights.
Checklist complete.
Engine number 1 auto. Engine number 2 auto.
And there we
Auto
go.
takeoff 5,000.
After takeoff checklist complete.
0 at IR.
And now we are just following our flight plan.
0.
On the departure right now, just en route to the Rapladillo waypoint or VOR.
1 RPO. 20 on Madrid stage 0.
Still flying over Madrid.
1467. 5449 feet.
Transition altitude.
Altimeter 1013. 29.9
Check.
inches. Stop.
Blind boy 86. Beep beep rings bell for refreshments haha.
Alright, yeah, that is gonna be up to the flight attendants. Even though
65, 62 feet.
we're still below 10,000 feet, so so they would probably still be in their seats right now. Above 10,000, that's
feet.
usually where the seatbelt signs will come off.
Blind Boy 86, that is cool though. I did
Yeah.
not know this was accessible.
Well,
8,000
it's
feet.
not. So I will say this: it's not like Forza, where you just install it, it's accessible out of the box. Microsoft Flight Simulator, even though it does have a screen narrator feature, that narrator is ways behind that of Forza. So it reads the menus alright,
9,000 feet.
but it's definitely by far not as customizable. It is far stripped down compared to what we have in Forza. And then in terms of actually flying, that narrator doesn't do anything for you. So you can make all of this
10,000
accessible, and it works really well with Talking Flight Monitor, which is free, and Flight Simulator First Officer, which is paid, and then of course the PMDG aircraft. They are separate paid add-ons that you have to get for the simulator. But yeah, I mean, if you're willing to get all this stuff, then you can have hours and hours and days and months of fun with this. What makes it especially fun is the ability to fly on VATSIM.
CDU message clear.
No, that was just a warning.
Unable next altitude.
Unable next altitude. That's fine. That just means it's gonna climb a bit slower than what it predicted. That's not a problem. But anyway, so what makes flight simming especially fun, and this is like my reason why I've been sticking so long with this, is the fact that you can fly with other pilots and get actual human controllers controlling your flight, providing you air traffic control on VATSIM. I was hoping that I would be able to show this to you and then anyone else getting out of Madrid, but unfortunately there were no
Blind Boy
controllers online.
86. Well, that's the thing with us, we are very good at adapting. I play a lot of Farming Simulator and that's not accessible at all, but I make it work.
Oh yeah, okay, good. Okay, so you already know what I'm kind of talking about. The idea is probably the same. I'm not familiar with Farming Simulator, but it's probably the same. Where like, yeah, out of the box it's just not accessible, but you can make it work and have fun with it. That's the most important thing. Like I have so much fun just like flying around these different places online. Interacting with controllers and VATSIM. It's a lot of fun, and yeah, hopefully when we get closer to Frankfurt, hopefully we'll be getting some ATC, so that I can show that off too. Just coming up at 14,000 feet. Or flight level 140.
14,000 feet.
There it is. And we're going up all the way to flight level 340. Also, it's kind of loud up here in the cockpit, so see what happens when I switch over to the cabin view. That's kind of nicer.
Temperature still just made 1.9 nautical miles, 239 degrees.
Yep, so now we're also hanging out in the cabin.
Blind Boy 86, that sounds awesome and really interesting. I guess
It
it's
is.
also learning a lot of the controls.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I mean, that is also something you do need some sort of, ideally a joystick, aka flight stick, that you can use to control the plane while it is
16,000 feet.
taxiing or speeding down the runway for takeoff, so that A, you can keep it on the runway, and B, to pull the nose up. But it is definitely also doable with something like an Xbox controller. If you just, if that's all you got for now, and you just want to give it a try. It is possible with a controller, just a bit more finicky. But yeah, people have done it, so...
17,000 feet.
center tanks below 1,000 pounds.
Left center fuel pump off. Center left fuel pump off. Right center fuel pump off. Center left.
That's our center fuel tanks. Since this is not such a super long flight, they were only filled to a minimum level, just to help us out during takeoff and some part of our climb. But they've now run out of fuel, and so first officer turned off the corresponding fuel pumps for us. But not to worry, because we still have plenty of other tanks of fuel, which are now being used for the remainder of the flight. In case you were wondering what that was.
Blind Boy 86, I will 100% have a look at that website you gave me, and maybe if I have questions I will drop you a message on Discord.
Yeah, sounds good.
Blind Boy 86, OMG, I thought it said out of fuel.
Oh, no. We're definitely not out of fuel. No. Only those two tanks are out of fuel. But that's fine, that is totally normal. Yeah, that sounds like a great plan. Do take a good look at that website, and the videos and stuff that are linked from there. Also, if you are on WhatsApp, highly recommend joining our group or community. We have different channels there on WhatsApp for different sorts of things. There's one for beginners, Q&A. There's one for more experienced pilots. We even have a BVF WhatsApp channel or group on there as well. The invite link is up on that website too. So do check it out, and feel free to join us on WhatsApp as well if you'd like to.
Next waypoint, Gazmo, distance 16 nautical miles, bearing 10 degrees, 2 minutes, 7 seconds. 22,000 feet.
Blind Boy 86, okay, awesome, thank you. I could see myself really enjoying flying around the world.
Yeah, you're more than welcome, and it's such a fun thing to do. It's also a very relaxing thing to do, because at least on casual flights like this one, where there's not much going on online, you prepare it, you get the plane off the ground, you make sure that you're stable in the air, autopilot comes on, and then basically autopilot takes over, and you just keep an eye on it while it's doing the flight. And then, you can just, chill while it's flying, and then, of course, going to the landing becomes a bit more involved again. But it's a fun hobby. I also find it to be a very fun way of learning geography. I gotta say that too. Can help with that also.
Blind Boy 86, is there a possibility for something to go wrong?
Yeah, there's a lot that can go wrong. Let's see. If you've programmed in your flight planning correctly, you could have issues. If you put in your fuel incorrectly, you literally could run out of fuel in mid-flight and crash. There are ways of mitigating this, but at this point, I'm at a point now where when I do a flight, something rarely ever goes wrong. It still can, because hey, I might miss something too, or maybe it's very busy and I just maybe I'm in a rush for whatever reason, and I missed something. So, you can get it to a point where it's pretty safe to assume that once you set up for a flight, it's gonna be fine. But
Blind Boy 86. But isn't that their issue for letting a blind person fill the fuel? Haha.
well, oh well. I mean, hey, it's just simulated. So well, and also you just type in the amount of fuel that you need. You can think that it's your ramp agents or fueling personnel during the refueling, if that makes you feel more comfortable. But yeah, so yes, I mean, this is realistic simulated flying. So yeah, I mean, and these PMDG aircraft, those 737s, they're actual study level aircraft. So that means people are using them, to learn about how to fly a real 737. I mean, that's not usually how it works. Like, people who are becoming real airline pilots, they will of course go through a different training program with more professional equipment. But that PMDG 737 has been certified as a study level aircraft, so it
Blind
can
Boy
be
86.
used for flight
Yes,
training.
there is a hardcore community around flying simulators.
Oh yeah, there definitely is.
Blind Boy 86. So can you have another person join you as a CO pilot?
Well, technically, yes.
28,000 feet.
There is a program that allows you to do that, where basically you and the other person both need to have Microsoft Flight Simulator and the same aircraft loaded, and then it basically syncs up your aircraft with the other person's aircraft, and with that you can do what's called a shared cockpit flight. However, I've tried this many times with my friend Declan, and we found it to be extremely inconsistent, where it suddenly disconnects, it doesn't sync certain things, it just randomly breaks. So it's coming,
29,000 feet.
but it's not quite there yet. But the concept certainly exists. What's more common is, you and a friend set up separate flights, but you both
Blind
fly
Boy
on VATSIM.
86. Aw, that is a shame. It would
Yeah,
be amazing.
But you can't fly with other people on VATSIM. So like
As windows
you
were
can
open,
have
2.1 miles, 354 degrees.
group flights, where, well, you're doing your own flights, your friends are doing their own flights, but you're all doing it on VATSIM, and therefore, you need to coordinate your departures and stuff, and
30,000 feet.
we have a team talk server where we all hang out when we do those group flights, and we just chat and stuff, and usually something funny happens to someone in the group and whatnot. So there are plenty of options for interaction, really. There's plenty of stuff you can do.
Blind Boy 86. Oh yes, that is a good way around it.
Yes. So that's definitely highly recommended. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, that's most definitely
RT,
possible.
red only. Select RT.
Alright, let's see.
01 DDO 0.7. Next
We're
waypoint.
doing.
0. 1.
We're still
84 feet per minute.
climbing
31,100 feet ASL.
out of 31,000 feet.
503 knots ground speed.
We are pretty fast. 503 knots ground speed.
0. 1 second point.
And we're
Mach
doing
0.79.
Mach decimal 79 as our speed. So yeah, we're definitely speeding along quite nicely. Still over Spain. Probably be entering French airspace pretty soon.
Microsoft Forms main V pilot column 4 V pilot flight set mid level 1 NWZDR LFMM ZDR 1 Lure ZDR 1 LSAG ZDR
Line
level 0
486. I do love simulators as they allow us to do things that are impossible in real life.
Yes, definitely. And that and also like it gives you a really nice feel for how certain things work. Like, you know, in Forza, for instance, you know, driving these race cars around the different tracks, you get a really good understanding of like, hey, you know, things like acceleration, you know, turning abilities, turning points, or, yeah, that sort of stuff. You know, how fast you have to accelerate to do certain things, how slow you need to be to do certain things. So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff that you can just learn from simulators. I'm a huge simulator fan. That was also like one of the things when I first started hearing about Forza becoming accessible. I was like, man, you know, I've never really played a mainstream racing game before. Like Tough Speed was the only one that I've really ever played years and years ago when I was like 15 or something, or even younger than that, I believe. It was fun at the time, but you know, at a certain point I realized what the limits were, and I just kind of dropped it. But then, like, when Forza came out, I was like, man, that's an actual racing sim. Like, hey, you know, this is awesome. This is gonna be really, really cool if you can actually do this. And yeah, so I'm a huge simulator fan in general as well.
34,000 feet.
And yeah, you know, even if we got an accessible bus sim at some point, I'd probably pick that up too. Just to get a feel for that.
I used to play a lot of Forza in the past. I have RP, so my sight has got worse over the years and had to stop playing racing games.
Oh, I see. Yeah, totally. Yeah, makes sense. That's unfortunate. I'm fully blind from birth, so yeah, I just never could really experience playing games with sight. So yeah, that's also the big thing for me is just like working, like digging into these things, and just figuring out how I like it, what's good, what I feel needs improvement, all those different things. And yeah, it's fun. It's a great thing to experience. All right, we are now up at our cruise level.
506 knots ground speed.
506 knots ground speed. And somewhere in Spain, still.
1042 degrees. 2 August 0.790 /FL 300 SSN 0.790.
And all these things here that I'm looking through right now.
02 August 0.790.
Bagas, SSN, Lucem, all of those are different waypoints that are in our flight plan.
05 0.791.
That we're going to be passing over. So right now, in top position,
Line
we have
486.
Sagam.
This is amazing though, and the fact you are flying a plane in the sky where number one knows you are blind, so it makes no difference.
Exactly, yeah, and also the cool thing is, the only thing really that we can't do as blind pilots is taxi, which is kind of unfortunate, you know, when you get going, because, well, you know, you set up on the ground, you get everything ready, then you let the controller know, like, hey, I gotta reposition or spawn to the runway, and, you know, they have to accommodate for that, but in reality, since we've been doing this for so long, many controllers on VATSIM at this point already know about us. They know that, like, hey, they're blind pilots, you know, doing flights and stuff, and so they will know of this one accommodation that they have to provide in this case, you know, letting us spawn to the runway instead of having us taxi like everyone else. But and so it's normally not a problem, even during really busy events. It's fine, and then that is literally the only thing we need to be accommodated for. Once we're flying, we can navigate just like everybody else, just like sighted pilots. There are some things like visual landing procedures, for instance, that we just cannot do.
Blind Boy 86, that is great.
Yeah, it is, and so like those visual procedures, those visual landing procedures, for instance, they don't even apply to us anyway. At most airports, when we're coming in with a big commercial aircraft like a 737, because in that case, well, most airports have what's called an ILS system available, or instrument landing system, which we just use to basically have the plane perform an auto landing on the runway, which works pretty much perfectly on the PMDG. The only thing that sometimes happens is you get a bit of a hard landing, but it's nothing. It's really nothing to worry about, and it's nothing that doesn't happen to sighted pilots. So, it's really cool because really the only kind of accommodation is letting us reposition to the runway. That's it.
Blind Boy 86, note to self: make sure no drinks in hand on landing, haha.
Yeah, that's better. That's better to take care not to have a drink in your hand on landing. Just in the odd chance that it is a little firm, wouldn't want to have your tomato juice spilled all over your clothes. That would be very expensive for the airline indeed. Can't have that happen.
Next waypoint, lose of distance, 7 nautical miles, bearing 33 degrees, 46 seconds.
Alright, on to our next waypoint.
Interior past country, Spain, 2.6 nautical miles. 0 1 SSN. 0 2 0.7 0 1 SSN 0.79 slash FL3. 511 knots ground speed. Distance to destination, 663 slash 0 colon 1.
Alright, we have 663
Next waypoint,
nautical
distance,
miles to
76 nautical
go.
miles, bearing 33 degrees, 8 minutes, 57 seconds.
So probably a bit more than an hour, let's say. But of course, we can also check that on the progress
Blind
page
Boy
of the
86,
FMC.
I have always wanted a good ship simulator. I know it might be slow, but I think it would be amazing piloting a huge container ship around the world.
Oh yeah, true. That could be fun. You'd probably need some kind of time acceleration, just so that you won't be sitting there for days and weeks. If you're being the captain on a gigantic cruise somewhere, or even some of those long haul container ships. But yeah, that could be fun.
BVI 4RK drive remote out of fuel. 1 boost of FL300.
So just looking at the progress page here in the
32 Blue 68
FMC.
23 Adobe 200 and 4 EDDF 654 2053 Z8.8.
So okay, so this is telling us we have 654 miles to go till we get to Frankfurt, and we will reach Frankfurt at 20:53 Zulu, which is 10:53 p.m. my time, because we're 2 hours ahead of Zulu time. So yeah, a bit more than an hour from now.
Zero 2 0 1 bullet point 7. Gare Nouvelle Aquitaine, France, 5.0 nautical miles, 143 degrees. Stay on this
Okay, yeah, we're entering French airspace.
Blind Boy 86, what do you mean I want to be immersive and sit for a week at my PC sailing across the Atlantic?
Man, you know, I've heard stranger things.
Blind Boy 86, ha 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 ha.
We've had people asking if they can hook up the air conditioning of, or the temperature readings of their simulated aircraft to their home air conditioning, so that they can simulate the air temperature on board the plane in their home. Which, no, that is not possible. But yeah, I mean, there are people who want to do stuff like that.
Blind Boy 86, OMG, that is just crazy.
Yeah. I would think so too, but you know, different people have different ideas of what immersive means to them, I guess.
Blind Boy 86, and they let these people fly planes? I feel safer with a blind pilot.
Thanks. Yeah, I try my best. Let's talk about that once we get to Frankfurt. Let's hope this landing goes well. It's only a good flight if it's also a good landing, but we'll get there. By the way, there also are add-ons that simulate passengers
Blind Boy
and
cabin
cabin announcements.
You got this.
Yeah, we should, we'll get you there safely, man. Don't worry. What I was gonna say is that there are add-ons as well that simulate passengers and cabin announcements and such. I decided not to do this today, just because I didn't want to get into a situation where, you know, one of the announcements starts while I'm in the middle of trying to explain something, and, you know, it gets messy. You know, even now there's a lot going on with NVDA speaking, first officers speaking at times, you know, the different sounds and stuff. So I didn't want to get it, you know, super overloaded by adding one of those add-ons as well. But I will do that at some point. Because yeah, you can have passenger and cabin announcements and relations too.
Fuel St. Clair's Nouvelle Aquitaine, France, 3.3 nautical miles, 241 degrees. $509 knots ground speed. 033 degrees 27.6 nm. 1 bullet 0.790 slash F. 02 Adobe 0.79. 03 Octo 0.791 slash FL. 04 times 0.78. 05 2.78 slash FL. Agart. 01 bullet point.
Also, I can't believe we haven't had any ATC yet. It's unusually quiet around here for a Friday afternoon, or evening.
Blind Boy 86, yes, I get that. When I stream Forza there is so much going on with chat been read to me and listening to the game.
Yeah.
Then my chat troll me saying left and right. It's a lot of fun though.
Left, more left. Oh, you've crashed out again. Ooh, go back. Yeah. I'm just so happy that everything's working. I use Firebot, which shout out to Ross Miner here, because I followed his tutorial on how to set up Firebot for chat TTS, which is a bit more involved. I used to use Restream Chat in the past, and wanted to try something different that has a bit more flexibility to it. And yeah, I'm just really glad that it's been holding up pretty well.
Blindboy86, oh okay. I use a website called Speech Chat. Is it working good for you?
I've heard about that, but I've never tried it. Yeah, so Firebot is working great. It's yeah, I mean it's reading the chat messages with TTS perfectly fine. It seems to be sending out the text chat reminders about the BVI Pilot's website that I set up. I like it. You can have all these announcements that you can configure for follows. You can have like moderation actions and stuff. I haven't even figured out like how to do half of the stuff that this thing offers, but it's great. I'm happy with it. It's very accessible. It's an application that you install, and that it also, you know, it's one of those web apps basically. Where you launch it, it just brings up a website where you configure everything. Yeah, and I could set my my stream title with that as well. Didn't even need to go to the Twitch website for that. Only works if you're streaming on Twitch though. If you want to cross stream to something different like YouTube, it doesn't work with that. So I am recording this as well. I do have a YouTube channel, which is just my full name, Robin Kipp, where I hope to upload this video as well when it's done.
That's cool. Glad it works good for you.
Yeah,
the more
thanks.
blind and visually impaired streamers we have, the better.
Yeah, right. And it's just like this thing where it's like, oh man, dude, I really feel like setting up a stream and, you know, doing all this. I was feeling a bit nervous going into it, but now I feel really good about it. I'm glad I did it. So yeah, and you know, there are more people in the flight simming community who stream far more often than I do. Declan, aka Blind Flight Simmer, being one of them. And yeah, I mean, it's led to some very cool interactions of people just reaching out, you know, VATSIM controllers wanting to know more about how we fly as blind pilots, wanting to know if there's anything they can do to help us do better, you know, all that good stuff. And yeah, that's just what happens when you're when you put yourself out there, I guess.
Blindboy86, same, and now I just hit the go live and it's so much fun. I need to follow more blind streamers so we can all help each other out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's definitely a great community out there. I've really been enjoying the Forza Blind Masters Discord, and more recently the SK Social from Sightless Combat as well. Yeah, there are great communities out there for sure. And yeah, you know, somehow I kind of tend to, you know, keep to myself and you know, just be sitting here, you know, just doing flights, sometimes up on Team Talk with others, and sometimes just on my own. But yeah, there's a really great community out there for sure.
knots ground speed. Distance to destination 554/0:15:4. 0 to the 109.9 nm. 1 Adobe .790. 02 Octo .791/FL. 03 times .7804 2.7805 Octo .78/FL 340. At RT01 Adobe. Masses Nouvelle Aquitaine, France 0.9 nautical miles 169 degrees.
Blind Boy 86, did we lose audio?
No. Audio's still good. I just went to grab myself a new drink and just muted my mic there for a sec because there's not much going on. But yeah, I was just walking around wearing my headset so that I wouldn't miss anything happening.
Nouvelle Aquitaine, France 3.4 nautical miles 69 degrees.
Blind Boy 86, oh okay no prob. I will have to try and find that Blind Masters Discord you mentioned.
Yeah, so if you go to, honestly the best place right now to find it is if you go to the audiogames.net forums and you go to the new releases room, and there's a topic there for Forza. The very first post will have a link to the Discord that shouldn't expire, so best option would be to grab it from there. because yeah, that's just the one place that I can think of right now which is gonna have an up-to-date link that's gonna let you join that server.
$513 knots ground. 023 degrees 67.0 nm. 1 Badami.79. Distance to destination 510/0 gold.
I'm still hoping for some air traffic controller to contact us eventually, so that I can show that off too. Right now it's just all very quiet, which again, it's kind of unusual for Friday evening. Here we go.
Distance to destination 502/0. Pilot row 1 column 2 set minimum exit. Level 1 EDGG KDG CDR dash 100 EDGG CDR dash 100 EDMM ZZDR EDYYJ ZZDR EDYMNS EZDR dash 100 WZ EIDW 1 ZDR LFMM ZDR at level 0 approach / departure. Center expanded. Level 1 EDGG KDGZ.
There are a couple online though, coming a bit closer to Frankfurt, Germany. All
Level
these
0 level 1 EDGG KDG ZDR.
EDGG or Echo Delta Golf Golf.
Levels level 1 EDGG KDG EDGG ZDR dash 100.
This one too. They are called Langen Radar, and that's the air traffic control sector in charge of the area at and around Frankfurt Airport. So, at the very least, going into there, we should be picking up some live ATC, which will be nice.
EDMM ZZDR EDYYJ EDYMM EZDR dash level 0 set edit plan edit redo. SAGR 01 Badami. Saint-Amand ways to Villagoutain, France 3.9 nautical miles 111 degrees.
Well, it's still nice and quiet. I'm gonna go and take a quick trip to the restrooms, and I'll be back shortly.
Danger to Villagoutain, France 3.4 nautical miles 279 degrees.
Blind Boy 86. Okay mate, I found the Discord, thank you.
I'm back, and heard your message. Glad you found it. More than welcome, and yeah, it's pretty awesome community there as well. So definitely recommend joining. There is a drivers at channel with lots and lots of useful tips and videos and things that people have posted as well. That should help you improve even more with your driving skills. So yeah, it's a pretty awesome community that's been put together.
0.788/FL. Act 1. Surveying Ville France, 5.3 nautical miles, 181 degrees. Distance to destination 457/0.
Alright, 457 miles to go. Which means I'm gonna go check here in B-Pilot. Just see if I can get it.
Blind Boy 86. Yes, it seems good. Glad to be part of it.
Yeah,
I am
definitely.
gonna have to go for an hour or so. If you are still streaming, I will be back.
Okay,
If
then.
not, it was a pleasure meeting and hope to chat again soon.
Yeah, we'll probably be done in an hour, or just about done. But thank you so much for dropping in. Great pleasure speaking with you as well. And hope to see you again soon. Have a good one. See ya!
Batis. F. Batis. Edit Realm 1956-05 requesting this for EDD of Batis. Edit plan. Batis. F. A.
Blind Boy
Batis.
86. Okay mate, hope to see you fly again soon. Take care mate.
Yeah, definitely. You as well. And yeah, take a look at our website. And feel free to either hit me up or join our WhatsApp. And we can also take it from there. But yeah, see you around.
1956-1125T when performing this APCH DRL for RWY. 1956-11 vector PLS APCH on radar. 1956-11 APCH RWY 25R. Orals APCH RWY 25L RWY 25R 25L expect. Ills Y. 1956-11 R to ZDDFJ Meter 1920 expect independent parallel. Ills Y. 1956-11 APCH RWY 25R. Orals APCH RWY 25L RWY 25R 25L expect.
Alright, so it looks like Frankfurt, they are doing ILS Yankee approaches from a 25 left and 25 right.
Radar. 1956-11 vector PLS APCH on request. Do not mistake YM for RWY. 1956-1125Z when performing this APCH DRL 70.
Do not mistake taxiway Mike for runway 25 center. Yeah, that's a really good bit of advice right there for at least side pilots.
1956-11 T20 QNH 1006 Nazi. Edit plan.
So let's see what's for the arrival. 25 right on the Onoku for Alpha arrival, so I'll just put that in for now. And then we'll see what we get from ATC.
1 Mac 2 EDDFR radar. Mac 1 M5A.25, Mac 2 M5A. Mac 3 M5A. Mac 4 M5, Mac 5 M5B.25. Mac 2 Mac 1 M5B.25 RILS. Mac 2 M5Z.07 ZIL. Mac 3 M5Z.07 LILS 25L. Mac 4 M5Z.07 RLZ 25R.
LS Yankee 25 right.
Execute Mac 3 Father 3 Mac 4 Father 3 Mac 5 Air 4 8.25. Mac 2 Mac 1 OK 4B.25R. 2 Mac 3 and 1 Mac 4 and Mac 5 OK 4 8.25.
Onoku for Alpha.
Mac 3 DF 426. Mac 4 MTR. Mac 5. Mac 4 Mac 3 DF 426. MOD 1 direct target. Mac 2 direct target. Mac 3 direct 2 Mac 4 11 850 Italic. Mac 5 160. Mac 2 Mac 1 D800 Mac 2 D1 Mac 3 OK 4 8.25 RDF 426.
Oh, this is not actually one of the vectored arrivals. Okay.
Mac 3 Mac 4 Mac 5 double 6 less greater. Double Mac 1 Mac 2 EDDFR greater. Execute key available. Mac 6 less raise root greater. Execute ED star 1 M5A.25 ZL. Start 1, F5B.25R, land 2, F5Z.07C, land 3, F5, land 4, F5Z.07, RLC25R. Execute. Land 2, land. EDDDF star 1, space 4, land 2, space land 3, and land 4, and land 5, OK 48.25R. Land 3, DF 426.
Okay, so we'll take this Delta Foxtrot 246, transition
Land
onto
3,
the
land
approach.
4.
Just make sure that looks good
MOBR
on the
1,
relax
Code 2,
page.
Lemon DFL3, request greater. 4. Land 2, correct time. 1 is MOBR V2, 1 T800, land 2, T1, land 3, OK 48.25R, DF 426.
Yes.
Execute key off.
Perfect. Execute that.
At RT01, auto point.
And we're all set for now, unless we get some different arrival. Or, yeah, arrival and or approach given by ATC.
Distance to destination 503/0 cold. 0.
See about that.
1, auto point. Next waypoint times. Distance 34 nautical miles. Bearing 29 degrees 4 minutes 1 seconds. Zero 1. 1 auto points. 02 times point 7. 03 2.7. 04 auto point 7. 05 is 0.78. At RTE legs 1/9. City Center, Val de Loire, France. 0.2 nautical miles. 336 degrees. At R 030 degrees 19.4 NM. 1 times 0301 times 0.786 slash 030 degrees 3.5 nm. 1 times 0.7. Distance to destination 466 slash 0.053.8. Distance to descent 361 slash 0. Next waypoint 2. Distance 87 nautical miles. Bearing. Distance to descent 361 slash 0.041.9.
Alright, about 41 minutes to go till we start descending into Frankfurt. Hopefully you should have some ATC by then. At this point, fully ready, fully configured for our arrival into Frankfurt, unless we get different instructions from ATC. We'll see about that. But, yeah, everything looking very good.
On center Val-de-Loire, France, 3.1 nautical miles, 144 degrees.
Still passing over France. And also still waiting for some ATC to show up. Actually, I'm gonna check that I'm not, just in case I still happen to be connected as an observer. Hopefully it's... No, it wasn't. Okay. Because I connected up as an observer previously, before when setting up for the stream, just to make sure that my audio settings were correct. And I knew that I'd unchecked that before, or when connecting for the actual flight, but I was just like, oh man, I guess I should better double check to make sure that I'm indeed connected properly and not still flying here as an observer, which yeah, it's kind of the last thing I want, especially since we're streaming.
027 degrees 63.0 nm, 12.786 slash FL 340. Out center Val-de-Loire, France, 3.2 nautical miles, 247 degrees. $529 knots ground. 02. 1, 2 wind.
Oh, really nice ground speed here, 529 knots. That is very, very fast for the 737.
From leaving.
Check how much.
Tailwind crosswind. 171 kdl 25 kt.
Yeah, we're getting 70 knots of tailwind. Yeah, the winds are definitely very much in our favor tonight.
0, 1, 2 wind. 0. 1, 2.786/FL340. Orders Echo Center, Val de Loire, France. 2.7 nautical miles, 122 degrees. 027 degrees, 39.2 nm. 1073 degrees, 24.6 nm. 2.787/FL340. C1.
Just got disconnected from VATSIM.
Connected to the voice server.
And we're reconnected
RT,
again.
Sim, Broke, Microsoft Flight Sim, Forms, main column, FS, Grant, column 36, FS, Airlines, column, Ops, 29.1, Ops, 29.1.3, profile, untitled scenes, stop record, stop streaming, checkbox checked. Show hidden icons button, talking flight on privacy apps using your tray input indicator English, United States. Notifications and notifications presented. Clear all notification list, notifications from SimBrief downloader, grouping 1 of 2, level 2 from notifications from suggested grouping 2 of 2, level 1. Notifications from SimBrief downloader, settings for SimBrief, notifications from SimBrief, clear all notifications. List notification, Ops 29. V-Pilot tab.
Looks like we're still streaming.
RT,
But I need to check it.
Notification from Ops Studio, reconnection successful, .1 of 1 window.
Alright. So okay, it looks like we're still streaming. It might have got disconnected there for a second. I am not entirely sure. Yeah, it looks like my internet connection had a little glitch there for a second. But we're back. Oh man, yeah, okay, so I guess the stream did get disconnected because it's, in the Twitch dashboard on my phone, it's showing a, session runtime of 1 minute. But, oh well, I guess at least we're back on now, so that's good. I should probably also check that,
V-Pilot Ops 20 Sim, Microsoft Forms, main column, FS, Grant, column, FS, Airlines, V5, 5.58.5, button contract sidebar, navigation traders, link command, link event, link channel, link 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 manage, link event, link moderate, link curve, link link view, link send, link out, list button, disconnect services, button connections.
Yeah, that looks good
Button.
though.
Heading level 1 dashboard. 002 free. 002 free. Free. Clickable notification center. Clickable login and profile management. Main landmark. Button edit stream info. Button open stream separator. Button add custom quick action. Button quick action settings. Heading level 2 chat users. Broadcaster. Button CPT kit. No mouse. Button 00 Riot. Button 0 Vanilla. Button HBDES. Button Alisera. Button another TTV viewer. Button Transmit. Button alerts. Button VL Mercy. Button Big. Clickable. Clickable. Clickable CPT kit. 8:13 p.m. Visit link https/clickable. Clickable CPT kit 8:25 p.m. Test. Clickable. Clickable 8:27 p.m. Message the stream. Message the stream. Okay. Make hope to see you live and soon. Take care. Streamer. Message the stream. Message the stream. Act RTE legs 1 step.
Probably just to make sure, test it again from my phone.
CPT KIP, testing.
Okay. Looks like we're fully there.
03 random point 702 01 toggle points. 07 1 toggle points.
Yeah, it's just that since I haven't done this for such a long time, I just don't know what exactly happens when you get disconnected. Which things tend to come back automatically, which things need a bit more help, and you need kind of like manual intervention to reconnect. But it looks like everything recovered on its own, so that is great, and we're still well on our way over to Frankfurt. Nothing happened to the actual simulator.
0 1 toggle 1.
And we
Distance
are
258/0
258 miles from descent.
Next waypoint is Hella. Distance 13 nautical miles. Bearing 74 degrees. 1 minute 27 seconds. Octave Yield France. France 0.4 nautical miles. 36 degrees. $524 knots ground speed. Next waypoint Redux. Distance 59 nautical miles. Bearing 74 degrees. 6 minutes 45 seconds. Distance to descent 232/0:02638. 0 1 Random point 787/L340. 074 degrees 40.5 NF. 1 Granox .787 slash FL 340. 02 Minox .7. 03 Phallic .7. 04 Rutax .0. 05 Big .78. Act RTE legs 1 slash 8. 01 Granox.
So, sorry if I'm just being a little quiet right now, but there's literally not much to talk about at this stage. We're just cruising along. Still haven't made contact with any ATC controllers.
Distance to descend 204 slash 04.
We have 204 miles left until we start descending. At which point it's hopefully gonna start to get a bit more interesting again. We are
France 1.3 nautical miles.
still flying over France, and our plane's doing nicely, and apart from that, there's just not much going on. That being said though, for anyone watching, that's another pilot on Unicom.
522, report establish ALS runway 08, correction, report establish ALS runway 60.
So he's landing somewhere, he's just very far away, that's why it sounded so quiet, and that's why you could hear a bit of distortion there. But yeah, what I was just gonna say is, for all you watching, please do feel free to post in the chat if you have any questions or anything. And I'll do my best to answer those. But yeah, apart from that, it's just really not much happening. We're just cruising along here, getting closer to Frankfurt.
Next waypoint, Medox, distance 33 nautical miles, bearing 66 degrees, 3 minutes, 49 seconds. 066 degrees west. 1 meters point 7. Distance to descent 168/0:019:0. Housiers Grand Est France 9.9 nautical miles 317 degrees. Next waypoint Malek, distance 31 nautical miles, bearing 66 degrees, 3 minutes 32 seconds. Distance to descent 150/0:017:9. 06. 1 Malek, 0.78. Steady Grand Est France 9.7 nautical miles, 14 degrees. Distance to descent 137/0:015:44. Distance to descent 130/0 colon. Next waypoint, blue tax, distance 4 nautical miles, bearing 48 degrees, 30 seconds. Distance to descent 123/0. Next waypoint, distance 25 nautical miles, bearing 32 degrees, 2 minutes, 48 seconds.
That waypoint that I just announced there, it announced it in a very interesting way. That waypoint is actually VOR, and it's spelled Delta India Kilo. And
Approaching top of descent.
yeah, that's how Eloquent pronounces Delta India Kilo. I really hope that I don't get any problems because of that. But yeah, that is definitely not how you should be. That's definitely not how that is normally pronounced. Let's put it that way.
Distance to descent 113/0. Sign for Capella, Luxembourg, 1.6 nautical miles, 17 degrees.
Just passing over Luxembourg now.
Active 031 degrees, 14.4 nm. Distance to descent 108/0 colon.
We have 108 miles before we start descending, so at this point this is where I like to get some more preparations done before the descent. So we'll go to the inner ref page. We're going to just press Alt-I, TFL, or sorry, the approach ref page. And this is where we select our flap setting for landing.
30 degrees, 150 kT. ED3 9186 FT 2840 degrees, 140 kT.
So we're going to make it a flaps 40 landing, which is going to give us a final approach speed of 140 knots. So I'll select that.
111.35/246 degrees 40/140.
So that's now been inserted. And one other thing that I like to do is switching over to Sim Toolkit Pro. There is a wind calculator. Wind calculator. Put in our arrival ICAO code, which is Echo Delta Foxtrot, EDF, Frankfurt,
Drag REQ after DF48.
It's gonna pull the wind data for Frankfurt, and it's telling us that we can expect a headwind component of 6 knots, and an 8 knot component of crosswind from the left. So nothing too bad. Pretty it's definitely a bit on the windier side, but not too crazy. Here on this approach ref page, we have a place where it says wind core, which stands for wind correction actually. And by default that is set to 5 knots. So since we're looking at a 6 knot headwind component, 5 knots looks pretty good. We can leave it at that, but let's say, if we're looking at like a headwind component of 10 knots or something, I would probably set this to something like 8, which adjusts our landing speed appropriately, or accordingly. On the descent page,
Edit blank.
Everything
Clear
looks
edit
pretty
red
much
only
good.
multiple. Execute PMSD 3 250/10. Level
CPU message
MCSDA
trigger.
4. Level
CPU message
MCSDA
displayed.
5.
Drag REQ after DF480.
And it's telling me that after this DF480 waypoint, we're gonna need some drag, which means extending the speed brake.
Clear scratch with button pressed.
CPU
Level
message
MCSDA
clear.
edit
Get
red only
rid of
multiple.
that for now because
Swan hit.
oftentimes it shows that, but it might not actually be correct. So we'll see once we actually get there.
Distance to descent 81/0 colon.
81 miles to ascent. Still waiting to make contact with ATC.
Arsdale Rhineland Pfalz, Germany 2.2 nautical.
We have made it into Germany by now, so
Symbol Firebot V pilot row 2 column 1. Look pilot
See
flight set minute edge. Control tab control mech. Level 1
radar.
LWCDR EIDW1C. ERS CDR LFMM CDR LOVV1C LOVV level 0 rows. Level 1 EDDFH1 app dash 1.
yeah, most of the Langen radar stations have now logged off, and except for
EDDFL app dash 100. EDDFH1 app.
these two,
EDDFN app dash 1.
or three actually.
EDDFS app.
No, sorry.
EDDAG app. EDDL app dash 1. EDDM1 app. EDDAG app dash 1. EDDFS app dash 100. EDDFN app. EDDFL app dash 1. EDDFH1 app level 0 rows. Select.
So okay, so there's still 4 approach controllers online for Frankfurt. So we should be picking them up eventually.
Edit blank. Edit red. Distance to descent 73/02 Rascal point 03 Dibble point 04 Anogo 115 Dibble point 7 121 Mana points 112 Ramp point 795 slash Room 113 DF4 04 DF4 03 112 Ramp point 7 V pilot rope symbol control column 3 symbol control document title list clickable on main landmark DVI 4 arcade map and flight but isn't text plus scratch with the OFG button OFG button no previous heading button OFG button OFG DVI 4 arcade heading level 4 clickable paragraph multi-line heading level 2 link out of paragraph button main clickable heading level 2 heading level 2 heading level heading R46 25-3001-3007 find dialog so D O symbol from 0 symbol out of there sim use only find sim main landmark blank Anogo 48200 0 00 blank heading level 2 IFLI position item red Anogo 48190 066 DF 403 and 5005.80 Anogo 48190 066.62 200 DF blank Anogo 481 DF 400 DF blank Anogo 48 DF 400 DF blank Anogo 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 DF DF blank Anogo DF DF blank Anogo DF DF blank Anogo DF DF blank Anogo Frank ED blank blank
Okay, so
clickable dashboard clickable current page flight summary
just wanted to take a quick look at our briefing there to see if we should be descending earlier
at RTE like 2/7
than what the FMC had calculated.
1 2 Ramp point 113 DF 4 04 DF 400 05 DF 400 9313 02 01 DF 400 02 DF 400 03 DF 400 04 DF 05 DF RN6 2.00 1201 DF 402 vector 313/11609 113 DF 400
And because there's a vector in here.
Simple,
and
simple.
Just not sure. This is one of these arrivals.
Easier blank heading level 2.
The descent path off the plane might not
position item
always be
Anogo
correct.
498.06.237/055M16.8.7 DF 403 and 5005 Anogo 498 DF 403 and 5 at RTE like 1 edit red at RT01 Rascal point 02 Dibble point 03 Anogo point 114 Dibble point 7 105 Mana point 7 RN6 2.00/0 at RTE like 1/6 at 111 Ramp points 112 DF 400 1.794/FL 319 edit blank edit red only multi-line 2 DF 400 1.794/FL 300 execute P112 DF 401/FL 190 03 DF 403 slash 3 DF 403 313/04 DF 409 05 DF 410 3 201 DF 411 300 02 DF 403 DF 04 DF 05 DF 4 1201 DF 402 vector 250/9492 execute distance to descent
CPU message displayed. Drag REQ after DF480
at RT01 Rascal
I've changed one of the altitudes here to get us to descend a little bit earlier.
distance to descent 20/0 goal MCP altitude and hold blank selection removed 5000 at RT
Because I'm not sure. It's very well possible that controllers will want us to be at a lower altitude crossing those waypoints when we actually get there, as opposed to what the aircraft has calculated in terms of the descent path.
distance to descent 16/0 0 1 Dibble point 7 02 Anogo point 7 13 Dibble point 7 14 Mana point 7915 Ramp 313/FL 234 at R 0 1 distance to descent 14/. Next waypoint Anogo distance 9 nautical miles bearing 86 degrees 1 minute 5 seconds. Distance to descent 10/0 Distance to descend 7/0. Sim, Firebot, Op 20, Microsoft Flight Simulator, Microsoft Flight Simulator. Distance to descend 6/0. Next waypoint info, distance, same nautical miles, bearing 97 degrees, 55 seconds. Distance to descend 3/0. Microsoft Flight Sim,
Okay, we just got contacted
messages tab selected. EDF tab selected. Edit blank.
by Long Radar.
2. Edit red.
Blind flight simmer. How's flight going, Captain Kip?
Distance to descend 0/0.
Flight's going alright. We're just about to finally make contact with
Minus 11 feet per
ATC.
minute.
So,
33,800.
Long Radar Vision 4 Romeo Kilo is leaving flight level 340, currently on the Onopo 4 Alpha.
Mission 4 Romeo Kilo, Long Radar, hello, Squawk 2041.
V pilot row 1 column 2. 30.
Squawk 2041, Vision 4 Romeo Kilo.
2. Next. Ops 2041. Edit red. 1.
And hopefully
One.
he's not going to tell us that we're descending too late,
1. 1.
but we'll see.
32,000 feet.
Just because this is one of those arrivals where the FMC
One.
tends to calculate
1.
the descent path incorrectly.
Blind flight simmer.
and I
Only ATC now?
noticed
Always
that
rely
today.
on Frankfurt to have ATC.
31,000.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Frankfurt always has something going, but yeah, all
Mission
this
4 Romeo
way.
Kilo, identify, proceed direct Metro, Mike Tango Romeo, and descend flight level 110.
Direct Metro, Mike Tango Romeo, and descend
Next
flight level
waypoint ram off. Distance 60 nautical miles, bearing
110.
141 degrees. 2 ram off. 113 DF404 DF405
We have that in here
201 DF400 02 DF403 DF404 DF405 DF 201 DF402 DF403 Vector 214 DF4215 DF4 2221 DF400 247 Act RTE leg 4/5
No. Okay.
Act RTE leg 3/5
Just insert
Act
it.
RTE leg Act RTE 111 ram off 300 edit blank. Execute edit red only multi-line 1 MDR slash
CDU message cleared.
level 08 left
CDU
MC
message
line
displayed.
MC line
Drag REQ after
1
DF4.
But yeah, this is our
1
first interaction with ATC for today.
MCB altitude 1000 plus land selection 11,000 Act RT 083 degrees 52.7 nm 1 MDR minus 56 feet per minute minus 164 MCB altitude interview VNAV level change off rest
And I also need to do
0.79
flight
speed
level
interview
change.
VNAV off Act RT
Stop descending.
0 1 minus 636 feet minus 728 feet minus 828,230 feet ASL minus 1093 feet per minute minus 1302 feet per minute
Alright, there we go.
minus 1690 feet per minute 0 28,000 feet 1
Yeah, no ATC in Madrid. Nothing over France.
0 1
Just now, finally.
minus 3553
Good old Frankfurt's got us covered.
27,100 0 1 MDR auto throttle circles off minus 4281 feet per minute 0 1 minus 4652 feet per minute minus 4787 feet 26,000 feet
Ooh, wow, we are bombing it down here.
minus 5075 feet per minute
Ooh, minus 5,000 feet
Zero.
per minute?
right
Alright.
minus 5289 feet per minute 25,100 25,000 feet
Take it, just because I think
Zero.
we might just be way too high.
1 M distance to destination 199 slash
Even though,
And
well, this now
and
says
one.
we have 199 miles remaining, which is probably just
24,000 feet 1
because we have the new waypoint inserted, and then all the other arrival waypoints after that
0
will probably be getting vectors
1
from
M
this metro waypoint.
0 1 minus 3123 feet per minute 23,134 feet ASL 23,000 feet
Blind flight simmer. Oh no, a
next waypoint
passenger is
DF401
throwing
distance
up
15
due to
nautical
the
miles bearing
descent rate.
167 degrees 1 minute 43 seconds
Well, I think we got insurance for that. We should be good.
22,000 feet 2 S3 4 5 land 6 let's forecast RTA radar active grant 1 roof edit land roof edit cabin 21. Actar 01 MDR 20. V-Pilot Road Microsoft Flight Simulator Dash VATSIM Loaded Firebot V5.5 Ops 29 Forms main cop. Descent CHKLSD pressed.
We also do the
Descent
descent
checklist.
checklist.
Pressurization.
Set.
Care of that
Recall.
now.
Check.
Auto brake disarm. Auto brake 1. Auto brake 2.
Auto brakes.
Set.
Landing data.
Check.
Approach briefing.
Completed.
Checklist complete.
Minus
Vision
120
4
feet.
Lima Kilo, descent flight level 70, you can expect
Local
ILS
set.
Local distance alive. Runway heading 243.
Descend flight level
Blind
70 and
flight
expect
simmer.
ILS
Yet too
25
bad.
left, Vision 4.
Lost
Seventeen
into
miles
the
off.
toilet, who cares?
Second
radar with this from frequency.
Right.
With the 7 Alpha Land Radar, hello, identified,
MTB
climb by
altitude
altitude flight
altitude
level
altitude
130.
altitude selected land selection removed.
Climb by 6 flight level 130.
We were set up for 25 right, so we gotta change that
One
over.
list of land 2 EDDFR greater. Land 1 Evo. Land 2 Evo 5 A dot land 3 Evo 5 land 4 Evo 5 land 5 Evo 5 B dot 25 LILs. 2 land 1 Evo 5. Land 2 Evo 5 C dot 07 C ILS D 25 C. Land 3 Evo 5 C dot 07 LILs 25 L.
CD image displayed.
Transfer
AR/A for runway.
Yeah, that's
8 MOB 01 MDR event 2. Route 3 Ramp 313 slash FL 235 1 4 DF 400. 2.3 knots
CD
100
message.
RT 01 MD left
CD
FM
message
2.
displayed. Drag REQ after
Route 3
DS16.
Ramp 1 4 DF 405 DF 403. Choose destination runway airport headed.
Frankfurt
6 runway
approach.
low runway combo okay but no runway comp 0
Eurowings
25 L.
984 inbound crawling.
Eurowings 984, Land Radar, hello, identified, check information, Lima, approach direct Metro, Mike Tango Romeo, and stop at descent flight level 110.
Okay button. Then red only multi-line select. RT 01 MD.
Alaska 444, currently descended to flight level 1.
ILS frequency,
Minus 20 31 feet per
Not
minute.
your turn.
0.
so that will be able to
One.
intercept.
Belakang radar, please inform the runway and for Eurowings 984.
Eurowings 984, stop at descent flight level 110, inbound direct Metro, Mike Tango Romeo, I have your runway short.
05 DF 01 DF 402 DF 403 DF 404 DF 405 DF 4 01 DF 400
Direct
DF
to
403 DF
Mito,
405
flight level 110, Eurowings
Alaska 444, Land Radar, hello, identified at flight level 288, descent flight level 110 on the Unuco for Alpha Lima.
Execute DF 3DF600
CDU message displayed. Drag REQ after DS680.
0
With the 7 Alpha, nothing further, monitor Unicom, ciao.
minus 2694 14,119 feet distance to destination 37/0 14,000 feet
With the 7 Alpha, nothing further, monitor Unicom, ciao.
13,781 feet ASL.
And we're just coming out of flight level 140. We have 37 miles distance.
Belakang
to
radar
the
for
airport, so
direct information for
definitely
Eurowings.
need some vectoring.
984, can you repeat? I cannot
to
find
let us
on
down
my
and line
database.
up
Can you
with the
repeat?
ILS.
It's the Metro VOR, that's Mike Tango Romeo.
Minus 24
Mike
feet per minute.
Tango Romeo,
12,680
Eurowings 984.
12,680 feet ASL. $12,253. MCP speed indicator speed at land selection. 280, 280. At art.
We're
12,000
trying
feet.
to start paying some attention to our speed.
0. 1 F. Minus 1444 feet. 324 knots. 323 knots indicated. Speed
Speed
brake
brake
on.
on.
Coming
Vision
down.
4 Lima Kilo, descent altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 1006.
250. At art.
QNH 1006, descent 4000. Vision 4 Romeo Kilo.
MCP altitude at alt plus max. 4,000 at RT. Minus 620, 299 knots indicated. Minus 587, 11,610 feet. Minus 587 feet per minute. Minus 587, minus 584 feet per 289 knots indicated. Minus 584 feet per minute. 11,531 feet. Minus 568 feet per minute. Minus 554 feet per minute.
Alright,
Zero.
we're losing some speed
Hello
here.
sir, remove my cover.
Minus 541, 279 knots indicated. Minus
Echo
580,
Uniform Romeo 1 Mike
11,433
Alpha,
ASL.
Land Radar, hello, identified at flight level 110, check information Lima,
270 knots
and
indicated.
expect the
Minus
ILS
538 feet per minute. 11,356 feet ASL.
ILS 2 fastest, should remove my cover.
0.
Approach wall jet X 356
2
foot level
and 1 Amber Command Basic. Amber Heading 88. Amber Command 88.
Vision 4
Amber
Lima
Command 88.
Kilo, continue
MCP.
present
Amber
heading.
Command 88. Land selection room. 88 MCP heading 88. Amber
Present
Command
heading.
88. Amber Command 88. Diesel off button plus A pressed. Amber Command
FedEx
88. Amber Command 88.
356, Land Radar, hello, identified, descent, actually which waypoint are you inbound to?
Minus 1302 feet per minute.
Alright, so we're just on this heading of
To
88
be honest,
degrees.
we're all just on the heading off of,
247
from where we were from Hanjo, our star coming into Frankfurt isn't capturing on our aftermath.
Minus 1949 feet per minute. 249 knots indicated. 10,546 feet ASL.
Tango Gute Lufthansa Lima Kilo passing 3100 descend 4000.
Turn right heading 160. Right heading 160, that is 356. You want to descend?
16 feet per minute. 10,140 feet ASL.
356, firm descent flight level 120. 120, and what was the heading one more
10,000
time?
feet.
160. 160,
Left
thank
practical
you.
landing light extend. Left practical landing light. Right practical landing light extend. Left runway terminal.
Tango Gute Lufthansa Lima Kilo passing 3800
Wind lights
descend
on.
4000.
Lower lights on. Lower on.
Lufthansa Lima Kilo, land radar, hello, identified, climb flight level
35 feet per minute.
110.
96,
Level
95 feet ASL.
110 Lufthansa Lima Kilo.
Speed
Speed
brake
brake
on.
on.
Minus 1322 feet per minute. Minus 1342 feet per minute. Minus 1365 feet per minute. Minus 1444 feet per minute. 9404 feet ASL.
Vision 4 Kilo, contact Langen, contact director on 118.505. Ciao.
Director 18505, Vision 4 Kilo,
9,000 feet. 1. Com 1. Edit realm. Minus 1929 feet. 8742 feet ASL. The engine S Germany 0.3. 8629 feet ASL.
Frankfurt Director, guten Abend, Vision 4 Kilo,
8455 feet.
passing, leaving flight level 80 for 4000.
Vision 4 Kilo, director, hello, turn right in 200.
Right heading 200, Vision 4 Kilo.
MCP heading at all plus east. Land select. 200 MCP heading 200. At RT. 8,000 feet.
Alright, here we go. Getting some vectors or headings
Minus 1726.
for the arrival. Or for the
Heading
approach.
107.
Onto ILS 25 left.
Land. 1. Minus 1703 feet per minute. 7530 feet ASL. feet. Distance to destination 29/0 goal.
29 miles from the airport right now. Plenty of space.
Max. 1. Minus 1808 feet per minute. 6676 feet ASL. Minus 1699 feet per minute. 6442 feet ASL.
Contact 24 Whiskey Charlie, turn left heading 280, clear direct to pass left. Turn left 280, clear direct to pass left,
Transition
Vision 4 Romeo Kilo, turn right heading 220, clear direct to pass left.
Right heading 220, cleared ILS 25 left, Vision 4 Romeo Kilo.
MTV heading at all plus E selected. Land select. 220 at RT.
A bit earlier than
202
expected.
DF623 DF24RW 213 212 DF680 200. Execute 211 DF246 degrees 12.5 NM.
CDU message
LR 1 DF6
CDU message display. Drag REQ after DF680.
1 DF600 241 241 DF.
But I think we can
Minus
make it.
1660 feet 5096 feet ASL.
Yeah, we're just coming out of 5,000. That's gonna be alright.
1 DF. Distance to destination 26/006. Mag 1 111.15 course 248.
We haven't captured the
1
the localizer yet.
4650 feet ASL. Distance to destination 25/0. Heading 220.
But looking at our
Distance to
distance,
destination 25/0.
that is to be expected.
4424 feet ASL. Spoilers retracted. Distance to destination 25/0. 249, 246, 244, 240, 200, 237, 230, 235, 234, 233, 232, 231,
Slow us down a little bit here.
230. Left rambo light on, right rambo light on, flex 0.
Frankfurt departure,
Flex
Turkish
1.
1 Echo Mike,
200.
ready for descent.
1 DF6.
Turkish 1 Echo, correct,
Flex
Turkish 1 Echo Mike, monitor Unico.
Distance to destination 23/0.
Vision 4 Romeo Kilo, turn right heading 270 to
Empty.
revisit.
Flaps and transit light off, flaps extend.
Right 270, Vision 4 Romeo Kilo.
Contact 24 Whiskey Charlie, the
270,
ground
270.
already closed.
At RT.
Monitor Unicom want to do this, please.
To destination runway airport and select the DDF. Runway, okay, cancel but build details at red only name, end of name, RW frequency 111.15.
Vision 4 Romeo Kilo, you're following an Airbus 320, 10 miles in front of you. The tower has closed. Monitor Unicom want to do this, mate. Goodbye.
Glide slope is alive. NAB1
Okay,
is
Roger,
alive.
we'll
Locally
switch
is
up to
alive.
Unicom
Runway heading
for
243.
landing.
NAB1
Thanks,
has
Vision
glide
4
slope.
Romeo Kilo.
Station director is closing and goodbye.
111.15, course 248 hills, flight slope angle minus 3.0 degrees, hills /DS at 3RW 25L, localizer heading 240 feet. Approach low flight on, approach on. MCP right of
3000
roll
CMD 87 up.
CMDB off button mode plus rest. CMDB on, CMDB on, CMDB on. Act RT.
3189.
Runway
So let's
26.
switch over to
Car 1. 122. 8.
Unicum then,
3135 up. Left 27.
2. 1. D.
and we'll wait
3154 up. Left 27.
till we catch the light slope,
3164 up. Left 27.
and then we'll announce our
3005 up. Left 27.
then we'll announce our landing on Unicum.
2692 up. Left 27.
2. 1. D.
2640 up. Left 27.
Heading 270. 2.
2522 up. Left 27.
2. Heading select light off. Heading select off.
2414 up.
1.
Left 27.
Okay, we've just captured the localizer.
2221 up. Left 23.
Distance to destination 18/0.
So down some more.
227.
2128 up.
223.
Left 14.
220. 219. 218.
Glide slope is alive. NAV1 has localizer. Localizer is alive. Runway heading 243. NAV1 has glide slope. 1939 up. Left 8.
Flaps 3.
Flaps 5.
1847 up. Left 9.
1. Distance to destination 17.
1749 up. Left 9. 1668 up. Left 8. 1549 up. Left 7. 1459 up. Left 6.
Yeah, so that 1,400 something up.
1397 up.
How
Left
far?
5.
How high the glide slope is above
1308
our
up.
current
Left 4.
altitude, and as we continue towards it, that number
1230
keeps
up.
decreasing
Left 3.
until we finally
1.
are
1086 up.
aligned
Left 3.
with it. At which point we'll then establish
1060
off. Right FMC right off.
CPU message cleared.
1.
on the glide slope.
927 up. Left 3.
So yeah, now it's come down to 9.
835 up. Left 2.
There goes.
3645 feet back.
750 up. Left 2.
1.
654 up. Left 2.
Distance to destination 13/0. 2.
583 up.
1.
Left 2.
15 miles to go.
501 up. Left 2. 432 up. Left 2. 373 up. Left 2. 338 up. Left 2.
And there it is. We are established on the ILS.
3563 feet back. 2. 1. D. Minus 272 feet per minute.
Which means that the plane is now automatically descending with the glide path.
3522 feet back. 200. 1 RW25. Distance to destination 11/0.
Frankfurt traffic, Vision for Romeo Kilo, on a 10-mile final, ILS at runway 25 left. Frankfurt traffic.
3374 feet back. 200. 1. 3303 feet back. 200. 1. 3209 feet back.
Alright, let's extend the
Gear
gear.
up. Gear up.
Gear lever down. Nose gear in transit light on. 216. 214. 213. 211. 200. 208. Nose gear light on. Left gear. Right gear light on. MCBC. Indicators speed at home. Landing selection removed. 160. 160.
Traffic on the to the right heavy
Flex 5.
behind the
200 miles indicated. Minus 948 feet per minute.
line
Minus
up
902 feet per minute.
right runway 18.
We were actually faster than I thought we
Flex
were.
and transit light on.
So,
Extended light off.
whoops.
Flex 9. Minus 837. 197 miles
Flaps
indicated.
15.
Steaming in here.
1.
But it's fine, we've got enough
Minus
space.
843 feet per minute. 189 knots indicated. 3,000 feet.
Lufthansa 986, line up runway 25 center.
Minus 820 feet per minute. Distance to destination 8/0 full. 2. 1. 175 knots indicated.
2500.
2. 1 bar. Minus 735 feet per minute. 168 knots indicated. 2. 1 bar. Distance to destination 7/0 full. 2. 1. 161 knots indicated. 2.
Charlie level 100 furthest.
2. 1. 2. 1 bar. Distance to destination 7/0. 2.
7 miles to go.
1 bar.
8 X-ray airborne passing
1 bar. 200. 1 bar double. 247 degrees 6. 1 bar.
Alright, About 6 miles to
150,
go.
157,
Slow
153,
to our final
152,
approach speed.
151, 150, 149, 100, 147,
landing
146, 145.
Here we go. 145 knots.
MCV under speed warning.
And we'll do
Flex
flaps
25.
CPU
40.
message displayed. Okay alert. CPU message clear.
MCV under speed warning
Ignore
off.
that.
Frankfurt traffic caller to the right, so we'll take off 118.
Flaps 30.
Flaps 30. Flaps 30. 2,000 feet. Flaps 33.
Flaps 40.
200. What? Flaps 39. 144 knots indicated. V-pilot rope destination runway 02 top forms main column 2 bell. Close landing CHKLST pressed.
Landing checklist.
Landing checklist.
Editor. Engine number 1 con. Engine number 2
Engine
con.
start switches.
Continuous.
Speed brake.
Speed brake on.
Arm.
Landing gear.
Down.
Flaps.
Set.
Checklist complete.
And now the plane is fully configured for landing. And we basically now just sit and wait for Autoland to do its thing. And then on the ground, it will activate the reversers and brakes to bring the plane to a safe stop on the runway, hopefully.
Frankfurt traffic caller to the right, so heavy, passing, airborne passing 1,100 feet, climb flight level 340.
2. 1. Forms V-pilot comp destination run Microsoft Flight Simulator Dash 1.34.1 destination destination runway airport FRT Electron set. Forms on main V-pilot comp Microsoft Flight Simulator.
300.
Edit red.
Frankfurt traffic, establish ILS 255, Eurowings 984.
Minimums.
Runway guidance enabled current. Microsoft Flight.
50.
Speed light off, speed light off.
20. 10.
Auto throttle servos off. Spoiler
Speed
deployed.
breakout.
132 knots.
Auto throttle off, auto throttle on light on. Red left auto throttle disengage light on. Red light auto throttle disengage light on. Auto throttle arm switch off. Auto throttle light on. Red left auto throttle disengage light on. Red left auto throttle.
100 knots.
Red left auto throttle disengage light on. Red light auto throttle disengage. Red left auto throttle.
88 knots.
Red left auto throttle disengage.
80 knots.
79 knots. 66 knots.
60 knots. Reverse up.
Speed brake arm light off. Speed release engine arm light off. Number reverser light off. CMDA light off. Auto pitch off. Auto roll off. CMDA off. Red command A disengage light on. Red command B disengage light on. Red command A disengage.
Autopilot coming off.
32 knots.
Auto brake disarm light on.
17 knots.
Engine number 1 reverser light off. Leverage right, leverage attitude down 1, right right. Runway guidance disabled, right, attitude mode disabled, position act forms main V-pilot column 4 left axis disconnect.
With
Captain
that,
50
we
light
are
on,
safely down at Frankfurt.
Tap control.
Disconnect from VATSIM
Microsoft Flight Sim.
because there are quite a lot of other planes behind us. So by disconnecting, we've now freed up the runway again.
Runway 25 LEDDF / 13,100 feet.
And we are nicely sitting on the runway. So yeah, welcome to Frankfurt, ladies and gentlemen. That was a pretty good landing, I think. Let's see.
Speed low talk. Landing rate -209 feet per minute.
Minus 209 feet per minute landing rate. That is absolutely perfect. Very happy with that. And now
speed low talk.
We're basically just waiting for the for a first officer to start the APU back up, and then we'll be good to reposition to a stand here at Frankfurt and shut down the engines.
Abu generator buzz light off. Abu gen 1 off buzz light on. Engine generator off buzz light on. Flaps in transit light on. Flaps extended light off. Flaps 0.
Alright, APU generators are
Flaps
on.
0. Flaps in transit light off. Jump the gate. Airport code at land. 256
So we'll use TFM's jump to gate feature.
17, name A number 17, type medium, menus, 07 of 256.
Just jump to some gate. I'll take this one, Alpha
RT
17.
Altimeter 1006.
Here we are at the gate.
Altimeter
So we'll set
1006,
the parking
39.72
brakes.
inches, dot. Parking brake on. Parking brake light on. Speech mode off.
And we'll let first officer take care of
CPU
the
message
shutdown.
displayed. GPSL invalid. CPU message cleared.
And with all of that out of the way and the flight successfully behind us, we can now go and
Speech mode talk.
submit this to our virtual airline, BVI Virtual.
Basically,
file the flight report with the airline,
flight control, low pressure light on, left master caution.
which is
And flight button.
very
Engine
easy.
number 1,
Just
hydraulic
hit the
engine number 2, hydraulic
flight
low
button
pressure light.
here in the FS Airlines
Press.
app.
FS Airlines. Next button. Press.
Hit
FS Airlines.
next.
Next button.
Now we can
No
check
measure. Client estimate. Pilot name
how
Robin.
much
Minus 10,006 fuel. Alternative 24,800.
money we virtual money we earned
Tickets. The
for
rank.
the
Navigation.
airline.
Location. LEMD 33 tickets. Budget. 100 minus for crew and 88 cargo. 49 bonus. 698,300 $25.
Ah, 698,000. That is not too bad.
690 profit. Less motive. 1470
I am
5%.
quite happy with that. So let's
Exit button. Next button. Button. Next button. Press. FS
hit
Airlines.
next, and
Next button.
that's
Press.
it.
FS. Options.
The flight has now been submitted with BVI Virtual, and yeah, so that's it. Very chill flight from Madrid to Frankfurt. Unfortunately, just a very tiny bit of ATC there towards the end, with some vectoring, some changes in our arrival procedure, but we made it work, and we came in with a very nice landing down onto runway 25 left here at Frankfurt, and yeah, pretty good for first stream after quite some time. I will try and make sure that it doesn't take another 2 years or so before I do another one of these. It's been fun. Thanks for everyone who wrote in the chat. Thanks thanks for the interaction while I was doing this, and for anyone interested, do remember to check out our wiki, bvipilots.net, where you'll find a lot of useful information about how to get started as a blind flight sim pilot, and where you'll also find a link to join our WhatsApp group. Alright, so that's it from me for this evening. Thanks again for watching, and hope to catch you soon.
RTE Microsoft Forms.main symbol. Pro Fire. Ops 29.1. Ops. Stop recording. Check. Stop streaming. Not checked. Stop recording.